Always talking about starting
I will
shows.
start the show now.
Why is farting always funny?
Farting is always funny.
My
unless you
4-year-old
bleed through it.
thinks it's hilarious right now.
I think it's hilarious.
What am
It
I
is.
doing with my life?
It's going to be a lifetime.
Tom's going to be late.
Fart.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another elite episode of Clickbait Sports. And let me tell you, we've done our due diligence. We are ready for a jam-packed show today. Joining me, it is none other than the legendary Brandon Perna above me. To his right, urinating tree, and below him, 5 Points Vids. Joining us shortly will be the reigning fan of the year. That is TDG. Thomas Daniel Grassi will be joining us in just a bit. But guys, first and foremost, we start with the article on the Jets. Pull it up. Rapid reaction. Chat, if you have not seen or heard about this article, Tree, take us through what they've missed.
Well, if you've been following Twitter, the Denver Broncos and the New York Jets nearly had a trade this past offseason. And it came out that it was supposed to be Jerry Jeudy, pre-extension, going to the New York Jets for Alan Lazard's terrible contract and a third-round pick. But it turns out that Joe Douglas was ordered to nix the trade thanks to Woody Johnson because Judy's player rating in Madden wasn't high enough. His Madden rating was 81 at the start of the year, and he crossed the 1,000-yard receiving mark. So, Brandon, actually, I wanted to talk to you about this. How did you feel like if they were going to go through with that trade?
Well, I don't even remember what we got for Jerry Jeudy.
It was Lazard in a third.
When we traded it, we traded him to Cleveland.
I thought it was just a third, I think.
Jerry Jeudy trade Browns. What did we get for Jerry? Let's see here. We were given picks 5th and 6th round for Jeudy. So
more than Amari Cooper.
I guess the third round would have been nice. But honestly, the way the draft has played out, I feel like the Broncos had a really solid draft. I hope this is true. I just hope it's true. It seems like there's some truths in here. There's some weird stuff about Mike White and him being injured, playing through injury, and then
he said he sucked. Yep, there's that one right here too.
Woody Johnson said he sucked.
Woody Johnson, his wife Suzanne Urchia, and his sons have criticized players inside the locker room. Mike White played through broken ribs, and he played poorly. The Jets lost after the quarterback was in the showers throwing his helmet on the locker room floor. Multiple Jets players said they heard Woody Johnson say, "You should throw your helmet. You fucking suck." And he didn't say this to his face. But like his kids are out here giving away game balls. This on Halloween night, Aaron Rodgers was going to be giving the first ball to Jeff Ulbrich, the head coach. They were going through a struggle at the time. But before Rodgers could speak, Brick Johnson, the 18-year-old kid, took another game ball, and apparently I can't find the video, but there is a still of it. He awarded it to Garrett Wilson in a profanity-laced exclamation, which the owner's son later posted to Instagram. I've been trying to find this. I can't find it. And then Woody Johnson then gave Ulbrich the ball Rodgers had been holding. Multiple players said the energy felt drained out of the room.
That seems like, that seems like a guys, coach is right. If we want to win, it's on us moment. That's what it sounds like.
To you guys is as follows. Does this article coming out make Jerry Jones seem like he is not the worst owner in the NFL?
David Tepper was the worst owner in the NFL.
Currently.
As we said in the go ahead, Brandon.
No, you're good, Adam.
No, as we said in the pre-show that Jerry Jones is not a bad owner. He's just a bad GM. And he's just not good at that part of the equation. But everyone, I would think, Jones wants to win. He's not about vanity like Woody Johnson, and he doesn't have Stephen Jones is not going to take a game ball away from his head coach and then give it to Garrett Wilson in the middle of a post game speech. So and Tepper, I should thank Dan Snyder was the worst owner prior to Tepper, but now Woody Johnson's making a run for this title here. This guy sounds cringe.
Yep.
It sounds worse. Like, even if Jerry's son did that, it would be much more forgivable, because how old is he's? Like, what, in his 50s?
He's 77.
Jerry's kid 77?
Woody Johnson 77.
Oh, Woody Johnson. Yeah, Woody's kids are like 18 and whatever, like
18, 15.
Hey, yeah, letting 18 and 15-year-old kid like giving away game balls in the locker room. That's fucked up. You don't want that. Sorry, Scooter. You don't want that unless it's like a special thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just seems odd.
I mean, if you think about it, like Brick Johnson too. They're talking about them sharing posts from X called Jets X Factor with organizations' top decision makers. Do you think any of our YouTube videos were used to recommend the Jets?
I hope they watch every wrong decision the Jets have made.
Could have had a direct effect on the Jets organization through us making YouTube. They were watching Sports Ball 5. The kids were watching Sports Ball.
I don't think they were.
If they watch Sports Ball, the Jets would be confident. I just want to play devil's advocate for one quick second. I believe the sources from this article were ex-Jet employees. So they are the most maligned, angry. Like, it calls into question some of the truth. Now making this stuff up is difficult. Like, there's probably a lot of truth to this, but it's probably spun maybe to be a little bit more dramatic. The other thing is too, and I want to go back to the Jerry Jeudy trade. When this offseason, Jerry Jeudy stock was never lower. This season has been a resurgence for him. Like, a lot of people, he obviously was talented and he had injury problems, but this year has been a resurgence, just a revelation for him. So anybody that turned down a trade for Jerry Jeudy in the offseason is going to look dumb.
Here's my correction, though. He wasn't good until Jameis Winston became the quarterback. He did not do well with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
well, nobody was doing well.
Receivers need targets, and Jameis will get you the ball.
He'll get you the ball, especially if you're a defensive back.
What's unfortunate too, it's like, so Jeudy was traded because the Broncos, they were pinching pennies for the cap. It was just we're eating all the Russ money. So that's why we knew like Jerry had to go. But watching like the way Bo Nix plays, and specifically in that Browns game, I was like, dang, Bo Nix would have been really good with Jerry Jeudy, because Bo has taken a ton of shots to Troy Franklin, and they just really haven't synced up yet. Cortland Sutton's been the main target, but I feel like Judy's a guy who gets open, and Bo's going to find those guys if and when they're wide open. And watching that game, I was like, this would have been the year Jeudy would have torn it up for us too. But like, Denver had to, make some moves for the salary cap. But like the Broncos were talking about like trading Pat Surtain for draft picks last year, because he was like, it felt like the only valuable player we had. And now he still is that on defense, but we're good. And if we would have gotten rid of Surtain, like, we would not be as good as we are right now, where we're playing the Chargers tonight. And if the Broncos win, they secure a playoff spot. We've had a lot of crazy ideas for the last 2 years.
What a turnaround.
Hopium.
We are neglecting to mention here the most egregious thing out of this whole thing. Welcome, Tom, to the welcome. But the most egregious thing I would say is that someone named their child Brick. What's going on here? Have you heard about this? Have you heard anyone else named Brick? Chat, let me know as well. Is this
maybe it's short for DeBrickashaw?
I know they call old Brick. but his name is not Brick. It's
Are
Jeff
we just
Ulbrich.
naming children random construction items now? Is that what's going on here?
This
I don't
is
know.
2x4. This
I named
Let me know.
Steel, Steele.
Let me know if y'all know someone named Soffit, because things are getting crazy here.
I mean,
And I'm
You
glad
can Soffit
Tom-
reference.
I'm glad Tom joined us because we're going to keep it with the Jets. We're going to keep it with weirdness, which means we're transitioning to Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if you guys have heard what's been going on with Aaron Rodgers, but this man has been having a spat with the traditional media while simultaneously being a part of said traditional media. Let me know what you guys have on this beef between Aaron Rodgers and Ryan Clark.
I mean, I've been kind of paying attention to this, but not really.
Yeah, someone fill us in. Is there any informed parties here?
All I know is that Aaron Rodgers is talking about vaccines in 2024, and I'm like, dude, brother, you play for Johnson & Johnson. It was the useless vaccine. Don't give me this shit.
That is irony.
You're taking money from it.
I'll explain it. Ryan Clark came out on one of his shows, basically, and he said, well, first, Aaron Rodgers started it, saying that everything is driven by personalities on a show and that everything shouldn't be driven by personalities, but he's saying this as a personality himself. Ryan Clark then comes out and he states that how can you say there shouldn't be any personalities when you literally are getting paid to be on a personality show? That's hypocritical. Oh, and also you suck this year at quarterback. You maybe shouldn't be saying anything because your performance on the field is lackluster. And when that ends, so will your relevancy. Basically what Ryan Clark said. I summed it up a little bit. And so Aaron Rodgers goes back, fires a shot back at Ryan Clark, and Ryan Clark comes back, doubles down, says, actually, you are still garbage. Look at your stats. You're playing really poorly this year. You shouldn't be talking. And that's pretty much where we are right now.
What is the deal with the drones? And Rodgers, what did he say about the drones? And
Aaron
Tom, have you
Rodgers
seen any
controls all the
drones?
drones. That's what we
Oh,
learned.
is that what it is? He's the one that's spying on these
He's the drone
military
pilot.
installations?
Yeah, I think honestly the drones are prepping us for this.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Underdog, the partner of the stream, giving us degenerates cheer. Test your might and skill with a pick'em game. Higher or lower, the choices are never the same. Daily promos throughout the NFL season, a feast on your plate. Here's a special code to make things sweeter. Clickbait. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash in your first deposit. A special pick in the lobby, there will be no respite. Oh, Underdog, you fill us with glee. Always remember to play responsibly.
I also have one of these too.
Oh, yeah, you got to eat
Oh
that,
yes,
don't
we
you?
have
I
a
got my punishment. Yes, the dangerous sandwich. It's I dropped the fry meat.
For those unaware, the winner, whoever gets donated the most money, has to do a punishment. 5 won a couple of weeks ago, and as part of his punishment, he has to eat.
I know, terrible. My fat ass has to eat. It's such a shame.
So that's what's going on right
Whoa, look at that.
God.
This is a dangerous sandwich.
Whoa.
It's got a bacon,
Looks
capicola, a little
so
cheese. I mean,
Can we
I wish they
solo-
cut this.
That is enormous.
We ISO him.
This is a big old cheese. Oh
Hold on. Hold
my
on.
God. How do I start with this thing?
That's huge. It's
Just
too
fry.
big.
That looks
It's so big. It's not going to
Look at the bread.
I mean, like,
That's what
listen, I'm not going to hate
gosh.
on French fries on a sandwich, but that I feel like that's what else is in it besides French fries, and it looks like
let's
a crap ton of
deconstruct
onion?
this. Let's
think
deconstruct
there's
this.
some
There are
freedom
tomatoes,
in there.
Mancini's bread, a little bit of mayo, sweet slaw, and then what we have underneath here.
Can we get it in the
Oh,
camera?
hold
in
it
the
up a
frame?
little
Yeah, can you hold it up
we
on
got
camera,
some
please?
capicola,
Ooh.
got some hams, salamis,
Oh my
and also looks
God.
like a melted mozzarella cheese and some bacon.
So Tom,
This is not a
So many
paid endorsement.
preservatives.
It's not for me. Yeah, it's not for me.
Yeah, we can make a vegan one. Maybe.
I mean, maybe the fries.
Fries are probably made in the same oil as meat, so I don't know how they'll be able to.
Most likely.
Yeah.
That's a big ass sandwich. Okay,
It
how much?
really is.
It looks
I need a
delicious.
knife to cut this. Good Lord. I don't
How
know
much
if
did
I'll
it
eat
run
the
you?
whole thing. Like $15. Wasn't
15.
bad.
I mean, it's a sizable
Wow.
sandwich. You'll be full afterwards. I mean, at least-
Yeah,
It's
as
like
I said,
4,000 calories.
yeah,
Bro,
that's why I don't want to eat it all.
I don't know if Aaron Rodgers, to answer this question, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers comes back to the Jets. I mean, it doesn't seem like that's a thing he really wants to do. I think considering they're going to get a new head coach and a new GM, I would imagine whoever's coming over doesn't really want to have that option and kind of be like, okay, let's just go and draft a QB because they're going to be, around a pretty high draft pick. So yeah, I have no idea. I mean, but I'm sorry, I missed the beginning of the show, just running late. But
I'll be back.
yeah, I mean, there's nothing that has come out of the Jets organization that has been positive this year.
No.
Like nothing. Like everything that's come out of it is just either head coach getting fired, GM getting fired, nobody's playing well. Now we're using Madden to determine if we're going to make trades for players. Like it seems like a very poorly run organization, which starts at the top. And folks who are fans of teams who have terrible owners know this very well. And it just seems like here's another example of that.
Yeah, if his Madden rating is too low, he probably doesn't even have a choice to come back to the Jets. So
Yeah.
He's going to be a Viking. We know
Have
this.
you guys heard the rumor Garrett Wilson might be requesting a trade soon? I saw that floated on a couple of channels.
I feel like every Jet might be requesting a trade if any of this is true. I've seen that, Scooter, because a bunch of the aggregates are putting
Broncos.
the Broncos in the mix to trade for him.
Steelers.
He would be a perfect compliment to CD Lamb. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Jerry, if you're watching for some reason, do it.
Oh, Garrett Wilson would. Yeah, that would be a good get for the Cowboys.
It would.
Well, why wouldn't you try and just draft a receiver? I feel like that's the easiest position to draft, and there's always there's like 6 great receivers in every single draft.
I don't know about that, Brandon, because I was told
Yeah.
for years that Aaron Rodgers, because he doesn't have a first-round draft pick to throw touchdowns to, that means that the wide receiver room is obviously garbage, and the Packers never helped Aaron Rodgers, obviously.
It's never been Aaron's fault for anything.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, even though we've had, Hall of Famers and just not first rounders.
That actually is a great segue, Brandon, because
I did a segue.
I would like us, in the honor of the holiday spirit, especially if you celebrate Christmas right around the corner, Hanukkah, we see you. Shouts out to our Hanukkah brethren, our Jewish brethren. But in honor of the holiday spirit,
Who else? Scooter, I want you to name every single religion. So just keep going.
Kwanzaa.
Shouts out Islam.
Yep.
We got
Jainism.
What do
Jainism.
Satan
Hinduism.
worshipers celebrate on Christmas? Because that's what Chiefs fans. We need to shout them out too.
Incarnation of Satan.
that is fair. I'm not sure. We will have to look that up. But in honor of the holiday spirit, I would like all of us to go around and say one thing that we would like our team to do heading into the 2025 season. What is one gift, one present that you would like your team to do? Maybe it's a trade, maybe it's a signing, it's a new head coach and a new
Nobody can make trades right now.
GM. Next year, like down the line,
Okay.
something that would be a gift for your team.
Now,
Also-
Scooter, is
go
this question for the 3/5 of us that are actually going to make the playoffs? Or
no, this is everyone. We're inclusive here, so I will be answering.
I appreciate
as
that.
well. Yeah, even though technically still not eliminated from
because some
the
folks are not thinking about next year because they're thinking about in 3 weeks when the playoffs are the season that happens after the regular season. And that
I like
playoffs.
yeah.
That's what we were in last
Yeah, it's a lot
year.
shorter. Yeah, it's a lot shorter. But yeah, it's a whole different season. It's crazy.
Certain teams can also make it past the second round of the playoffs, Scooter. Just to let you know.
That's a good point, Trey. That's a good point.
Okay. With that
So
being
I will go first.
Okay.
I will go first. If I
Draft picks,
turn
Scooter.
around and I go underneath that tree on Christmas morning and I see 4 more losses for the New York Giants or 3 more losses, I'll just be like, thank you, football gods. We have secured at least the number 2 overall pick. The only problem I have, I also need a Raiders win in there as well somehow. But
Raiders
they
play
are
the Jags.
tanking hard.
Raiders play the
I need
Jags.
3 losses and a Raiders win, and I will be a happy, happy boy.
So take us
Raiders
through-
will play the Jags next week. It
Take
is
us through
possible.
the possibilities, 5. For those unaware, take us through what needs to happen for the Giants to get the first overall pick. What needs to happen?
Well, they have to lose out, and then the
lose.
Raiders have to win a game. So right now, the Raiders, if it stands as it is, the Raiders are so bad that if they both lose out, the Raiders through whatever tiebreakers and et cetera, the Raiders have the number 1 overall pick. So the Giants need a little help. They need the Raiders to they need their Antonio Pierce, who's seeming like a lame duck coach, to do them a solid and be the former Giant that he is and beat a team from now to the end of the year. And I see the Giants messing up, though, is what I'm scared about.
You think Antonio Pierce is a lame duck coach? You don't think he's coming back?
I think that they will make him a one and done because, the Raiders are the Raiders and they do really dumb things. And I just don't see them bringing him back because they're going to have a 1 or 2. Right, they're going to be in the top 2, and they're going to draft Shador or Cam Ward, and they're going to want someone that knows how to whisper. They're not going to want a defensive coach with those guys. Look at what happened to the Bears with Matt Eberflus. They've stunted Caleb Williams' growth, and it's not working.
Yeah,
so
rip the
we
Band-Aid.
100% are on board with Cam Ward, Shador Sanders is going number 1. One of those 2.
I mean, if the Giants get number 1, they're taking Cam Ward. I think that's a certainty. I'm less into Shador, but I mean, he is talented. He could. The thing is like you can roll as many dice as you want in the draft. You can just cut the guy. It's a rookie deal. You can just move on from him and start all over if he doesn't work. Look at what the Cardinals did with Josh Rosen. They took him number 9 or 10 overall, and then they drafted Kyler Murray the next freaking year. So you just don't. It doesn't matter. You
probably want the second pick, Adam. The Raiders will take Shador. Well,
I think so.
I would say 100% they would take Shador. But Brady's going to be involved in the decision making of who they draft at quarterback. So I don't know how he's going to evaluate it, but I mean, I think Shador wants to play for the Raiders. I think they would certainly want to take him number 1, and then you could have who you want at 2 anyway. And then like that decision's not even on the Giants. Usually you want the decision, but I feel like now just let the other team make the pick at QB. And the guy taking 2 is usually better over the last couple of years anyway. It's been Jaden Daniels, been CJ Stroud. Maybe number 2 is the sweet spot right now.
Sometimes
that is good.
Right. I mean, San Diego would have preferred number 1.
Well, that would yes.
That's a great pick.
Girl, Austrianism, oldest monotheistic religion on the planet. Let's go, baby.
Zarathustra.
This class is
been a long time, man.
I
this
remember
class
that
is
shit
also
from
not great.
History class.
Yeah.
Yo, I got you, fam. I got you.
This QB class is not great. I mean, Cam Ward doesn't seem like a slam
I
dunk, but
agree.
a lot of people didn't think that Jaden Daniels was a slam dunk, and he is hooping out
Look at this.
there,
We're
so.
picking 22 and 23 right now because our quarterbacks were freaking good, baby.
Oh,
Also,
you're winning
can
because
you
your
scroll
defense,
up?
not your quarterback, dude.
Can you scroll up real quick?
Four.
I just want to make one point. You ever see those YouTube videos where it's a graph and then the numbers change and stuff like that? And there's always one that just comes from the bottom all the way to the top. The Bears are doing that. They're the one that are just like, oh yeah, we are just moving up to the top. They are careening towards the top 3 pick.
They've lost
They
8
just
in a row.
Yes,
God.
the Hail Mary just dude.
was
We'll
just
take Caleb Williams in 3 years in Pittsburgh, though.
I will go next for what I would like my team to do this holiday season. The gift that I would like the Cowboys. I could go many ways.
Wait, can I guess what you want?
Yes, take a guess, Brandon.
Ashton Genty.
No, that is not what I want because we
Mike
have Rico
McCarthy
Dowdle.
extension.
We have Rico
That's right.
Dowdle, and a lot of people are sleeping on Dowdle. The run
He's been playing
game
great since Thanksgiving.
been playing phenomenal. And I think it's because the run game has improved. If we were playing like this at the beginning of the year, things would be a lot different for the Dallas Cowboys. We've been asking Dak to go out there and win us games, and look what it has brought us. It's brought us injury, is what it brought us, honestly. But with Rico, we can be more balanced, and I think that also has to do with the offensive line. Zach Martin going down, bringing in some new linemen, has, like, what's the word? Inadvertently sort of helped out the run game. So not Ashton Genty. It's a current player, actually. I, for my gift, would like Micah Parsons to be extended early. That is what I would like, because if you do that, if you extend Micah, and there's been talks, Micah has come out and said, I don't have to be the highest paid defensive player. Micah has said that, you know what, I can take maybe a less, not too less of a deal, but I'll take a little bit less money because I understand to win a championship, you need good players around you. That's what Micah said. Micah Parsons said that. So if the Cowboys were able to extend Micah, maybe he's second or third highest paid defensive player, then the Cowboys cap situation gets interesting. We can restructure Dak. We can restructure CD. And now we have tons of money. You want to talk about actually going all in? Now you have the money to do that. And if Micah's coming with that mindset to management, I think it will be way more likely for Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones to be open up the pocketbook just a little bit. Open it up.
Mike McCarthy's coming back, though, isn't he?
Listen, if we sign Micah, if we extend Micah, I'm okay with Mike coming back. Let's run it back.
Okay, somebody clip that.
If we extend Micah, Mike can come back. Regardless, though, I think that would be a game changer for the Cowboys organization. We extend him.
Thank you, Tiger.
Wow. Hot take central.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
I mean, we know what's going to happen. You're going to extend Mike McCarthy regardless. But my question is, what do you do with Zach Martin, because he's probably retiring? So
that's the thing. Zach Martin's retiring. So Zach Martin's retiring. We're good at our O-line now. Brock Hoffman is coming. He's played admirably. We might look at addressing the O-line in the draft as well, because where Brock Hoffman has exceeded, Terrence Steele still is playing like Terrence Steele of old. So we'll look to address both the O-line and the D-line in the draft. But I'm excited. Even if we take Genty at 14, I think we could take a Genty at 14, make a splash. Cowboys, Jerry Jones play.
Nah, he'll go sooner.
And
running
then
backs are back, baby.
Yeah, Genty's going to like, he's setting records on the level of AP and Rondane.
I don't know.
He's going to be drafted top 5.
Don't know, because I thought he was also going to win the
Browns could take him.
I thought he was going to win the Heisman. He had better numbers than Derrick Henry when Derrick Henry won the Heisman. But I don't. Who's going to take him? I don't know. I
think Cowboys. Cowboys. I'm going to say is this: the Falcons had Tyler Algier. They still took Bijan.
We'll see how it plays out. I think right now, if you look at the draft order, he could last to 14. We might need to move up a little bit, but we'll see. The draft is interesting.
DeMarvion Overshown's surgery went really well, and that after the surgery, the prognosis that he could return late next season is a possibility. So that was like good news. Some good news.
Well, it actually was mid-season to late season. So if everything is going well, he could get back even sooner than anticipated. So that'll be a help. That'll be like one of those boosts that you get after the trade deadline, and you have like one of these returning players coming back. For the Cowboys, though, we got to really look at DeMarcus Lawrence. That's going to be interesting to see what happens with him, because we just shut him down for the year. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he's done for the year. So it's going to be really interesting to see what we do there. Obviously, we have Marshawn Nealon playing currently in that position. He's doing great. So we will see. Who would like to go next, though, with what they would like their team to do if they had a gift or a present for their team?
I'm going to be quite frank. I feel like it should be either Brendan or Tom. I think they are the ones who are enjoying the great gifts of the football teams.
I'd like a corner would be great, but if we're talking about just 25, I'd like a Super Bowl too. If that's not too much to ask, but yeah, I'd like a corner. Someone just asked about if we still have our 21 first round draft picks. Yeah, Eric Stokes for now. He just has not been having a great year coming back from 2 seasons of injuries, and it just without Jair, it definitely is apparent that we definitely need a corner. So I imagine we're going to be going corner and pass rusher in the draft. That's going to probably be our first and second pick. So. Yeah, a nice corner would be fantastic because I think the Packers' offense is already pretty darn good. Pretty good.
I think for the Steelers, we need a nice wide receiver under the tree. Mostly because I don't know if George Pickens, he might be traded just because he just keeps fighting everybody. He's such a talent, but he just loves fighting everybody. If you ever saw that South Park with Russell Crowe fighting around the world, that's George Pickens. He's just fighting everyone. Even during live plays, it's just fight people. It's so
listen, I'm upset with the Steelers, by the way. I don't know how y'all played the Eagles like that. How are they going to struggle against the Panthers? And then I'm like, all right.
They dominated
They got
us.
them.
Dude,
They got them. Show them
drive,
that they are us. Steelers. Show the world what I've been trying to say. And I look dumb now. I look dumb, Tree.
Oh, dude, don't get me wrong. I hate it too.
They're dunking on me. I'm not even a Steelers fan, and they're dunking.
Well, you've been talking smack all year, dude.
That's fair.
Your Cowboys aren't good.
Can you not admit the Eagles are finally good? They're a good football team, Scoots.
Okay, they are good.
Hold on.
Rachel,
here's what I will admit, which is the truth. Okay, I will admit the truth.
Okay.
The truth. Huh?
The Eagles have a great defense. That's the truth. That is the truth. They have a great defense.
Yeah, they had a good draft too,
which is true.
You know what? I'll take it a step further. The Eagles have one of the best running backs in the NFL.
So because of that, they have a good
I see what you're doing.
offense.
Yeah, you don't want to give Jalen Hurts any credit or AJ Brown, Devontae Smith.
It's
They're
just
winning
that
without Dallas Goedert as well right now. He should come back at some point.
they got a good defense. That's where I'm at. They
They
got
have a very good offensive line. They have arguably the best offensive line in football.
Man, you're getting stranded on Quinion Island, man.
The thing is this. Here's my
it's Guantanamo Bay. It's Guantanamo
They are
Bay.
the Super Bowl contender, and they're not banged up to hell like the Lions are.
Yeah, that's
they're getting healthier, not
the
healthy
Eagles
less.
are healthier than other teams. And no one is good this year. Let's just put it like that. If we're talking about teams that are great, who are we even talking about? Maybe Buffalo? Maybe the Ravens?
No defense isn't
Buffalo
good.
looks good.
That's going to be an
That's
issue.
what I'm saying.
I'd say the Chiefs.
The Eagles are just
the Chiefs are
by
fraud.
default. They're there by
Packers, Lions,
Vikings.
Vikings. They're all good.
You can't.
I think the problem is the opposite. You got a bunch of good teams and then a bunch of bad teams. Not enough mystery middle teams, middle of the earth teams, except for
Most
the
of the
Bengals.
middle teams are bad.
I said there's really only 6 teams that are competing for the Super Bowl this year. I said that before.
All right, Scoot, who are they right now?
Yep, who are the 6?
I don't know if that defense.
Chiefs, Ravens,
Yeah.
Bills.
With that defense, they're going to have some problems.
I was going to say Steelers. I was going to, but then I watched.
Oh, dude, Philly walloped them. They're second tier.
I watched the performance.
Okay, so real quick, you were going to put the Steelers, you put the Ravens, the Eagles beat both those teams.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
It does not matter.
Got it.
It does not matter.
Right.
Thank God Tom has a memory.
Are you going to round this out? Are you going to put the Vikings in there?
Yeah.
Vikings was my other team.
Okay,
That's 5.
We'll leave it there because I'm removing the
Oh,
Steelers.
where's number 6?
Whoa.
Who's number 6?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Eagles. You got the Packers.
It was the Steelers. I don't believe in the Packers. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Not this year.
he's
He'll prove
hating.
you wrong, man.
I have a
I mean,
question for
stupid.
Tree before I answer the question.
What?
I tried.
First, how's that sandwich?
It's actually pretty good.
Is it
I mean,
sitting
there's
there
got a
in the
little heat
chest?
to it. It's not bad. I got a little bit. I feel like my heart's clogged up a little
Yeah, I
bit.
was going to say, you feel
That's the only
cholesterol.
thing.
Blood
Like
pressure's
it's like I
bad.
feel like it's just like it's getting a little tighter. I'm only gonna have half. I'll save the rest for later. But just
Second question. Steelers Eagles game. Steelers had just 2 offensive possessions in the second half.
Yes.
How infuriating! Like, and you've watched a lot of Steelers football. You know that's just kind of the way it goes. Was that a tough half to watch? Did it
was
feel
tough.
like they?
Yes, it
was painful
Brandon.
the moment Najee botched a toss because he's pretty sure-handed, and I'm like, crap. And we were actually charging for the end zone. We were going to be down. We were going to try and tie, and then the defense pretty much just got gashed all game long. Like the pass, Philly had issues with the passing game. Apparently, facing the Steelers was the solution they needed because the A.J. Brown and Jalen dramas come to a head. There's no real drama there. They had a suffocating 10-plus minute drive to end the game.
10:29.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I remember just seeing one play where Saquon was going to be stopped for a 5-yard loss. Jupes Jances, it makes it a 3rd and short. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even mad. And then they converted the 3rd down. They did a lot of converting of 3rd downs, and they just
in defense of the Steelers, that 15-yard penalty to push you guys out of the touchdown was whack.
There are a lot of weird penalties.
How are you going to
it was a combination
for
penalize one person and
not the end zone? You have to, at some point in your life, get big. Hit the weight.
It's not that. No, what happened was that
hit the weight.
Slay was punching, and then Washington was punching. They caught him punching. What should have happened was the real BS was that the Jalen Carter smacking the helmet. That should have been a penalty for Steeler possession because the punt didn't occur when that happened. They said the punt occurred. So there's the problem.
I'm with you. Somehow you guys were screwed out of that. I'm with you. I will
we've had our fair share of ref ball benefit us, so
that's
okay.
fair. That's fair.
All right, Brandon, what do you want under the tree?
Oh, this is so easy. I just got it. I want to win tonight. I want to win tonight. Beat these Chargers, and we're in the playoffs.
You know what?
Okay? And I feel good about it. I feel good about this game, which probably means the opposite's about to happen, but I feel good about it. So just win tonight because then, whatever happens after is fine. We got to play the Bengals the week after. I'm terrified of that game.
Yeah,
but if we're talking about like what this team
weirdest team
can do once we're in the playoffs, it's beat the Steelers. I want the Steelers in the playoffs. No freaking bad.
Well, we're getting our revenge for Tebow, buddy. We're getting our revenge for Tebow. No. We are going to crush you like we did in week 2. That's all I'm going to say.
The Broncos are in a weird spot too because, I feel like they have to win tonight because if they don't, it's the Bengals and then it's the Chiefs. So, there's no gimme games, those last 2. So
unless the Chiefs are rest and starters, but and the Bengals, for them to get into the playoffs, it is better for the Broncos to lose tonight. Because then the Bengals at least have one game they get to go against the Broncos. So the Broncos or Chargers got to lose out for the Bengals to have a chance. Yeah, and then the Chargers, their last 2 games are cakewalks. So it's a better chance for the Bengals to get in if the Broncos do lose tonight. And the Bengals are just
got to get it done.
They're the one thing I'm excited about in the Bengals game is I think Jamar Chase is the best receiver in the league right now. He seems like the most unguardable receiver this season. I just want to watch Surtain and Jamar Chase go at it and see what happens because Surtain's been the best corner this year, week to week, and Chase has been just a nightmare. And we'll see if T. Higgins can audition to become a Bronco in that game as well. But
have replaced Patrick Surtain with Micah Parsons, would you have done it in that draft? You get Micah Parsons in year.
Not now, not with the rise of Nick Bonito. We've got a insane edge rusher now. Bonito's on just an all-time heater. So I'm gonna.
By the way,
that.
I want to interrupt, but Bonito's pick 6 of that idiotic fake punt was the most hilarious clip. He read that like Kobe Bryant shooting the gap on a bad pass out to the wing, and he just shot it and just took it all the way to the house. You must have been dying with laughter. That was so funny. It was hilarious. That was so good.
I was screaming.
I'm thinking too. What about that Jonathan Taylor fumble? I mean, if he goes in, that would have won them the game.
I don't know if it would have won them the game, but they would have been in a position where maybe the Broncos can't dig themselves out of a hole there, because that was early That was early.
That was early third quarter. They would have been up
Third
20
quarter,
to
yeah.
6. I
But
think.
Yeah.
and after that play, the Broncos went 3 and out after that Jonathan Taylor fumble. I was like, we received one of the greatest gifts you'll ever see in a football game, and we just went 3 and out.
And then
Luckily,
didn't
the
Bo
Colts
throw a
started
pick in the next
destructing.
drive after that or something like that? I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
but the game just settled
Yeah, like, it
after
was
that.
weird.
Like you ended up winning 31-12 or something.
Yeah,
like
the whole
that.
third
Like, it
quarter was like this stalemate, and then Marvin Mims returned a punt down to like the 10-yard line. The Broncos score, and then we get it's not even a pick six. It's technically a fumble or something.
I don't think it was a fumble return. It was
because it's a backwards pass, so that's how they chalk it up. But then the pick six happened, and then Pat Surtain picked one off, and then it was just over. So it was 21 points in the fourth quarter.
Brandon,
do you think
at
the
the
Colts
beginning
move on from
of-
AR?
at the beginning of this
they're
season,
not. They love him too much. They invested too much in him.
at the beginning of this season, Brandon, I made a statement. I said Bo Nix is complete garbage, and you will regret picking him.
No.
Where are we with that prediction that I made? Are you leaning into what I'm saying?
No.
Are you leaning
No,
out
he's
to
never
what
saying
I'm
that.
saying?
We win tonight. We get 10 wins.
Where are you?
Your defense led you to 10 wins, man. Kenny Pickett had 10 wins last year,
Wins
too.
are not QB stats. That's true.
Bo Nix is different than Kenny Pickett. Even if he ends up being bad, and I don't think he's going to. He's a very different quarterback. I think Bo's still a rookie. He still does rookie stuff. You're still gonna have to kind of live with that week to week. But the defense has been so opportunistic, and the defense isn't perfect, but
Defense is solid.
we had one bad game when Levi Wallace was in there. They put in their rookie Chris Abrams-Drain last week, and he had a phenomenal performance. So I think like we kind of shored that up. We got to go one more game without Riley Moss, who's having a great season. When all the defense is healthy, it's insane. But what we've learned is like a key guy goes out, then it gets a little dicey. But defense has carried the team. Special teams for most of the year's been very good. And last week, Marvin Mims changed the game with the return there. So yeah, Bo Nix is getting a lot of help, and he's had one of the best offensive lines in the league this season in pass protection. And for most of the games, he's been incredibly safe with the football. But the last 2 weeks,
Is he complete garbage or
No.
not, Brandon?
No,
Answer the
he's
question.
good. He's better than I thought he would be this season.
Okay.
Where can he go? I don't know yet.
Okay. I warned you. That's
He's
all I'm
gonna-
saying.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
I think like the biggest misconception is he's a check down merchant. No, he likes to throw it too deep. Like that Browns game you saw, he likes to take his shots, and that's where he needs to get better in terms of consistency. But I like him.
With all of
Scooter.
that being said, go on 5.
Oh no, weren't you at the combine, Scooter?
Yes, me and
And Tom, you gotta like Tom said that the most athletic quarterback was Bo Nix, and
No,
you
I
saw
think
the
it was
same.
the throws that he was making was pretty crazy. Like he was rocketing that ball.
Yeah,
So
the thing that's holding
Scooter, you saw the same throws, and you still thought he was garbage.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
It's not
combine-
the throws. That's not the throws at the combine is not what I was basing my take off of. Well, I was basing my take off of seeing this man in person
Auburn.
in college when he was in Auburn
Right.
playing the Gators and was complete garbage in that game and other games down the line. That's what I was basing it on.
I think
It's this
it's just
pregame gospel music.
I think if taking a look at Bo Nix right now, I mean, he doesn't have a run game that he can rely on.
that's a big
As
problem.
One, maybe 2 significant weapons to target. Like if they give him help and support, I'd be very curious. And of course, still having the good defense that is great for a rookie QB to be able to rely on too. I think you just got to get him some support, and then you can kind of really get an analysis on him. Because right now, the fact that they have this many wins, yeah, I think a big credit goes to the defense. But at the same time, Bo Nix has also helped them win some games. I think it's just going to be a matter of let's see what he looks like year 2, year 3 with actual weapons around him. And then, it's a different story.
It's how he
I
evolves
also-
under pressure, and when the offense becomes second nature to him, Those
Here's
are
a
like the other
hypothetical.
big things.
Here's a hypothetical question for everyone. If Bo Nix were in this draft coming up, where would he be drafted?
Golly. That's a tough call.
Because he's not going
Because
one
it
or
would
three.
be fit.
Probably
I'd say
He's
like
not going
middle of
yeah.
first round.
two or he'd be the
Probably-
second or third quarterback taken would be my guess.
Maybe third or fourth, depending on if someone jumps up. Because I know Shador
Yeah,
and Cam are
neither
pretty
the-
much 1 and 2.
Yeah, neither team would take Bo Nix 1 or 2 overall.
Well, I mean, if he's
So-
in Oregon and Oregon's having a pretty good season, if he's there again in their season, maybe they're talking about him as number 1 pick.
Yeah, that's possible. I don't know.
Where's Gabriel?
We're talking
rated
about
this year?
hypotheticals.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Think about that. Think about that. And while you're thinking about that, I need you guys to make your selection for this Thursday night football game. Who do you have winning this and why? What's the score going to be? We need all those answers.
I've got the Broncos winning. It's in LA. It's going to be good weather. You know, Bo Nix is going to be able to throw, and they should be able to do well. I got the Broncos winning. It would still be closer than it's a division game, 24-17. And they have to get it done, right? Like this is a must win for them. They clinch a playoff spot. Like it's imperative that they get this done. So I'm taking the Broncos.
I'm gonna.
Entry.
Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
I got Broncos too. I got it. It's like a 3-point game. Like I would not be surprised if it's like 17-14. The thing is, like, if the Chargers had JK, they're a completely different team without JK Dobbins. They have no run game with Gus the Bus. I love Gus the Bus, but they just don't have the run game. I think he's had under 40 yards the past 3 weeks. So I think with no JK Dobbins, I'm a little concerned. Perna was talking about Pat Surtain. If he's able to lock up McConkey, they don't have a ton of other weapons. You have to rely on Quentin Johnston, who has had flashes where he's been really good this year. And then it's just the consistency that's been a problem. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos defense makes a couple plays, and that's the difference maker.
I would say Broncos too. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I don't think that they're going to break down like the second half against Tampa. But once again, it's just no J.K. Dobbins. It's just destroying them right now. Not to mention Herbert is playing for his life. There are no real weapons that he has. And not to mention, I think Denver's defense is just going to feast. So I'm going to say Broncos too. Sorry, Brandon, but it's going to be like a low-scoring game. I would say probably Denver wins by 6.
I'm going 24-21 Chargers. Because
I need one person picking
You avoided the
against us.
curse, Perna.
Thank you,
just
sir.
because I'm trying to avoid the curse for Brandon and also chaos.
Chaos? Oh,
Chaos.
you like
Chaos?
chaos? Chaos gods? We talking about chaos now, huh?
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Underdog, the partner of the stream, giving us degenerates cheer. Test your might and skill with a pick'em game. Higher or lower, the choices are never the same. Daily promos throughout the NFL season, a feast on your plate. Here's a special code to make things sweeter. Clickbait. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash in your first deposit. A special pick in the lobby, there will be no respite. Oh, Underdog, you fill us with glee. Always remember to play responsibly.
Oops, it slipped.
So
I
I guess
got-
we'll finish.
I like your
with,
score prediction, Scooter, 24-21. I'm going to flip it for the Broncos, of course. The reason Tampa Bay put up 40 is because they had over 200 yards rushing in that game.
Yes.
I know Baker threw 4 touchdowns. The running backs got no love for touchdowns, but I'm not confident the Broncos can run for 200 on LA. We're without Jaleel McLaughlin too, and he's been the running back that has the tendency to break some plays.
What can I do?
I want to see some more from Audrey Destiny. I just want to see that man get more carries. We need like 130 rushing yards, 1 or 2 rushing TDs, and that's how you make what was a good Chargers defense look, flawed. So, and one defensive score would be great. I don't know if we can rely on that every week. We've gotten 5 this season. Let's get 6 tonight. If we score a defensive touchdown, game over. Game over.
let's see how it plays out.
That's very possible.
And with that being said, if there's not any other NFL news that we would like to discuss or talk about, we can head to the countdown. Tom, is there something you want?
It's time for me to lose. So. All right, here we go. I knew it was coming. The Aaron Rodgers documentary. Here we go. Born in 1984, I'm gonna do ayahuasca on the floor. Netflix, that's right, it rhyme. It's fine. I heard there's a lot of feet in the Aaron Rodgers documentary. I don't know how I feel about that. Johnny Barker said there's a lot of feet. Wait, can't wait. It's gonna hurt.
Worst part is I have to eat food. You have to watch a bad documentary. Good Lord.
Yes.
Interesting.
I'll start. I got 58.99.
34.77.
11.98.
All right. 276.40.
567.89. So yeah, I lost.
Yes.
Right.
Done.
So it is the Aaron Rodgers documentary. Is that's what the consensus is that I got?
Wow.
Yes.
Is it a three-parter?
Vegan dangerous.
It's 3-parter.
Very dangerous. Careful.
3
It's a little
episodes?
spicy.
And you have to stream it.
And you have to
Yeah.
watch it while
If
getting.
I have to stream it, then it's not
animal.
happening till after the season. There's no shot. There's no shot. There's just I'm streaming
No, you don't
11
have to
hours on
stream it.
Saturday.
No.
No
You
shot.
just gotta watch it.
Yeah, you just gotta watch it and then give.
Also,
us the
I'm
report.
12 minutes away from finishing the saga, the East Saga.
Oh!
There's some death happening recently, but just so everybody knows, that's a 3 hour and 33 minute supercut. I am at 3 hours and 20 minutes. As soon as I get through that, then we'll stream coach, and then I'll watch the Chiefs thing. I tried to see if I have any contacts at Hallmark. So to see in the off chance I could stream the Chiefs movie and watch along.
You'd
So
be
far,
doing
we've
them a
gotten radio
favor.
silence from
I
Hallmark.
I still have the OnlyFans thing. I have been dragging my feet on that for so long, dude. So long. This was my second punishment that I had to do. I had to eat.
only trees. That is.
You should have to
I-
sleep with 100.
All right. Do you want me to do like a report on it, or I know I'm asking for punishment, but like, do you want me to
Yes,
do?
a summary would be
I'll give you a
nice.
summary of what. Okay.
I think you got to give
so
a
that we don't have to
summary,
watch it.
I'll provide proof.
but you got to do it like as if you're Aaron Rodgers. You got to summarize your own documentary.
Should you do it as Don Rodgers?
Oh yeah,
That
dude, it's
would be
Don
also be
Rodgers.
funny.
Yeah,
I'll do it as Don Rodgers. That's
yeah.
fine.
There we go.
Yes.
That's
That way
fine.
you don't
There
have
you
to
go.
write anything. You just,
Listen,
kind of. Well, you can write
Yeah,
some notes and
this
then kind of wing it.
documentary.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
What do you guys have coming out on your channels?
I actually. Oh,
Get back.
go ahead.
Get back.
No, actually, I wrote a video today on whose race to the bottom is greater, the Jets or the Giants. Like this needs to be studied. I've never seen two teams that share a building do more to be worse. So that's
Yeah.
coming out probably either this weekend or Monday.
Nice.
Like
That's a
who
good
is
one.
worse? Like I mean, for the last 10 years, which team do you think has been worse? And I divided into 5 major categories.
Probably the Jets, but the Giants have really picked up the slack. The last
The
few years.
Giants
They
have got, the Giants have leeway because at least they have they have a couple Super Bowl
Which-
wins within the last.
That's
few
why I
decades.
removed that from the equation. Like, yes, we
Yeah.
all know the Giants overall, if you're scoring them, are a better organization, but like that's a 6 out of 10. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But if you look at the last 10 years, like you just remove those, like ever since Eli Manning got benched, like the
Yeah, that's the mark.
It was
my categories are hold on real quick. I know I'm hijacking a little bit, but it's where is it? Missed expectations, organizational mismanagement, outright cringe, which is a tough one, bad roster moves, and then on-field results. So we should have a definitive answer. when I'm done with
areas.
a nice rubric.
that.
I like it. Tree, anything coming out?
Well, I'm finally working on that NHL video. Long overdue. I'm editing that now. Hopefully, I'm shooting it for it to be out this weekend. So, the thing's been in development hell for like 3 months.
That is fair. We will be looking.
Things
for
are
that
happening.
video. Brandon,
Yeah.
what is coming out on the channel?
Tom and I are streaming the game tonight, and I am doing a giveaway courtesy of the Broncos. You get one of these lockers that comes with a jersey and a helmet. So you got to watch tonight. Got to be
Can
a
I
Broncos
win
fan. Got to live in the United States. Those are the requirements. And
What if
The
subscribe.
Broncos gave you
What
that?
are the requirements? Say the requirements again.
You
You have to provide a
gotta
birth
bribe me.
certificate.
You got to bribe me.
Social security
I'm taking
number.
bribes. No, you just got to be a Broncos fan, and you got to live in the United States for shipping. But you get the locker, you get a helmet, you get the thing.
If I just
What
say
if you're not a Broncos fan?
Can I
but you
win?
live
Yeah, how
in
do you
the-
prove that? How do you
Well,
prove that you're a
I'm a
Broncos
Broncos
fan?
I just want to go into somebody who's going to appreciate it. Of course, you could lie and say you're a Broncos fan.
Oh,
But why the fuck would you want a whole thing of Broncos stuff if you are?
DeMarcus Ware?
Sell it on eBay.
This is the honor system.
That's
So you're giving that thing away? That specific one? You don't get to keep
No, they
that?
have one. The Broncos have one ready to ship and give out. This
Oh.
one's mine.
I want that one.
They gave me a nameplate, like I play for the team now.
What the heck are the Cowboys
I'm a
doing?
40-year-old man
Cowboys.
who's Pretend
No.
plays
Send
for
me
the
a
Steelers are gonna
locker.
block me. Steelers block me. They're not doing that shit for me. You fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
Cowboys, send me a
Steelers.
No
locker.
way. Yeah, they're sending. I was like, oh look, I got something for the Steelers. It's a cease and desist letter. Let's go.
Yeah, Tom's
always
getting
great when you can
flags
connect your
from
team.
congressmen, and Tree's
my
getting
God.
I'm
arrested.
getting flagged for hate speech and banned.
the dichotomy of that.
Tom,
Clickbait
what is coming out
Sports.
on your channel?
Stream with Perna tonight. Tomorrow there'll be a who's making the playoffs video, GPS and Q&A, and then Saturday, 11-hour fundraiser stream. Going to start at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm streaming both games. We're having guests on from 8 to at least midnight, and we're going to try to raise $100,000 for the Rainforest Action Network. They're an
For
awesome charity.
Ice for ice.
Yeah, nope, not ice.
Antarctica.
Rainforest Action Network. Close enough.
Let's go.
But- That's it. Scoots, what do you got going up?
Nothing coming out
Plateaus.
for me. My wife is sick currently, so if you guys
Feel
could
better, Shane? Feel better?
be in
Hope so.
prayer, help my wife. I got to go take care of her after this. So that's what I'll be
Alright.
doing. Probably.
Don't
this
ask any Chiefs fans to pray for her, Scooter.
No, they'll go for the double, right?
And with that
Coordination
being
system,
said, this has
Vikings.
been another episode of Clickbait Sports. We will see you guys after Christmas. So if you do celebrate, Merry Christmas. If you don't, Happy Holidays, and we will see you back next week.
Yeah,
I'm
well.
time.